Well, the speculation that Mr. Negative could be joining the MCU in Brand New Day continues to grow, and now we've got some new comments from somebody who's already voiced the character, and it's put that in overdrive. So, is this about to happen? Let's break it down together. Well, the buzz for Spider-Man Brand New Day has been building since, the last movie came out. We recently found out about the title, and we know a couple people who are part of the cast, including Tom Holland and Sadie Sink. But beyond that, there's nothing really known. Now, there has been a ton of speculation that Mr. Negative could end up being the main villain of this film. And since Feast was brought to life in the last movie, fans are more convinced now that Tom Holland is going to face off with Martin Lee in the upcoming film. Now, as many of you know, Mr. Negative actually came to life in one of Marvel's recent Spider-Man video games, and he was actually voiced by game actor Stephen Young. Now, like I said, Young brought the character to life. And honestly, the portrayal in the video game was really, really good. He was menacing, he had gravitas about him, and it was a great introduction to that particular villain for a whole generation of people that don't read comics. Now recently, Stephen did an interview with 4GQ TV, which is a YouTube channel, and I recommend if you want to watch the whole interview, you hop over there and check him out. Now, in this interview, he was just asked flat out if he would play the character in the upcoming movie. And although I seriously doubt that's going to happen, his response was, interesting. He said, "I have not been contacted by Sony. Let me just say I know certain things. But as far as contacting me, that is yet to manifest itself. I have some sort of nebulous idea, but I also kind of have no idea. Marvel and gaming and Sony, there's so many big parts. There's so much machinery to this that even if I did know, I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. What I can say though is, again, I am hopeful. Very, very hopeful. Personally, I think there's a pretty good chance you'll see Mr. Negative in the future in some sort of media, whether it's me or not." Now, that to me seemed like all but a confirmation. Stephen Young is not really famous for being a Hollywood actor, although he has been in several projects. But obviously, a lot of people play on both sides of the fence, and I'm pretty sure he would love to play the character, so I'm sure he's being careful. But honestly, whoever Marvel picks for this part, they're probably going to go with a very recognized name. Now, the fact that he said he knew a, quote, certain thing, that's what made my ears perk. And the only thing he can know about the character that is a certain thing is some news he's coming to life. That seems blatantly obvious to me, and was an absolute tell. Now, we have heard that Marvel is looking for an Asian actor between 30 and 50 for a major role. And with all this speculation about this particular character, it seems like all the pieces are on board and we are simply waiting an announcement. Now, to be fair, Mr. Negative is not one of Spider-Man's better-known villains, but he did rise in popularity since the release of the Insomniac video games. And honestly, if you know the character from the comics, he definitely would make a pretty great villain for the movie. Now, last year, a rumored synopsis found its way around, and at this point, the film was untitled. Now, the outline didn't garner a lot of attention, and it sounded what many called too basic. But now that the title's confirmed, people are talking about it again. Now, that synopsis read, "Following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, entangling his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise. With stakes higher than ever, Peter reluctantly returns to his Spider-Man identity and finds himself teaming up with an unlikely ally to protect those he loves." Now again, this synopsis was never fully confirmed, but you could see how it kind of meshes nicely with this particular villain. There's also numerous possibilities for that, quote, unlikely ally, and many people are pretty convinced this is specifically mentioning Sadie Sink's mysterious character who hasn't been established in the MCU yet and might actually turn out to be the Black Cat. The Black Cat's a character people have wanted to see come to life for a really long time, and Peter's definitely going to need some help taking on Mr. Negative if he does indeed turn out to be the baddie. Now beyond that, we don't know a lot. The film's coming out after Doomsday, but it's still really unclear where it fits in the timeline, and there is a ton of speculation this movie will be like Ant-Man and the Wasp, running parallel to Doomsday. Tom Holland was not announced as part of that cast. This might be exactly why. And also consider, Marvel has a certain number of contractual obligations from Tom Holland, so not putting him in Doomsday allows them to save him for a future Marvel film that might be exactly the strategy they're going for. Now, we're going to watch Mr. Negative and Spider-Man Brand New Day really closely. We're still waiting for a confirmation, but honestly, with this casting report, it seems all but inevitable. I am curious on any other villains you think could be filling this role and would make a great Spider-Man 4 villain based on the synopsis, the casting report, and some of the buzz floating around the internet. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily videos and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.